In today's day and age, everybody is super excited about starting their own business. But are you doing your due diligence to make sure that your business is going to be successful and sustainable? Today, we're going to be talking about 5 key performance indicators that every business owner should know to make sure that they're growing their business to be successful. Let's get started. Hey loves, it's Dr. Simone Ellis, and if you are not subscribing to our channel, please take the moment to actually hit the subscribe button and like, and of course follow me on all of our social media platforms. This channel is about entrepreneurial tips, motivation, and keeping yourself whole and well balanced. So let's talk about today's topic, which are key performance indicators. KPIs, as we'll talk about, are super critical for your business's strategy and success. And a lot of times when people are excited about starting a business, these things sometimes go overlooked. And so we're going to talk to you a little bit about how to make sure your business is going to stay on track. The first KPI that is the most important in the business, of course, is production, what you are producing. So you can have a production of t-shirt line, so how many t-shirts that you're distributing, or if you're a business owner like me that is in dentistry, of course you're looking at how many teeth we are touching or how successful we are seeing as far as patients. And so that is really important for us to understand that production number. And as leaders or owners of the business, we must actually set a target for what we want our business to produce. At the beginning of every year, I set up a production number goal for my business. And I recommend using anywhere between 10 to 18% of the last year's revenue or growth to forecast for the year that you're working on. So let's give an example. If you are producing $100,000 in a year, you're going to want to multiply that by 10 to 18% of your last year's production so that you can properly forecast for the next year. Now, another thing that I do is I like to break things down in bite-sized pieces. So now that we have our production number for the year, let's break this up into quarters, because the quarters help us kind of get an idea of how we're tracking for the year. It's not a good idea for you to set a production number and goal and not reassess it till December 31st. Like, I don't know about you, but that doesn't help me to see if my business is successful. I actually recommend breaking it down into quarters so that the people that are helping you achieve that goal, which usually can be your department leads or your managers, will understand quarterly what the team needs to do to get the production to be where it needs to be, okay? After you have broken it down into quarters, take it 2 steps further and break it down into each month and each week. And the reason why I say that is that because now the managers have to give that information out to the people that are working the business. So in my case, we have team leads, we have dental assistant leads, hygienist leads, and a front desk lead. And those people are responsible for the quarter numbers. But then to empower their team members, they will break down the goal into how much we're supposed to be producing for the month and then a target for each week. By breaking down these goals, it makes it really easy to track. And so again, I encourage you, that is the biggest number that you need to be paying attention to, is the production goal, and use your previous year to forecast for that year. And you don't have to just start at the beginning of January. If you haven't come up with your production goal for your business, there's no time like the present to do so. All right, so the next key performance indicator is collections. And that one, of course, maybe even more important than the production numbers, because if you're producing a whole lot but you're not collecting it, that business is going to go under. So if you don't have a really strong strategy on how to collect, now it's important for us to actually discuss how you should go about your collection process. Every business should be collecting anywhere between 90 to 95% of what they're producing. So think about it from this perspective, that you want to collect 90 cents to 95 cents on every dollar that you were actually billing out. That's important. And if you're in a business like mine, you know that insurance is going to have some adjustments. So for every 100% that you put out there, you're not going to get that 100% back. But it is important that you're very close to that number. You are a fee-for-service business or a business that allows you to produce a product. You want to make sure that you're actually getting most of that money that you're collecting in. And I encourage you to have one designated person that's purely working on this on your business, because this is how the business runs. You can be spinning your wheels and really putting out a lot of energy and effort in your product, but if you're not receiving any revenue back from it, you can't make any business decisions from that. You can't market from that number. It's really important that collections is very strong. That also can be brought up in your meetings in your business to talk about how the business is doing. How are we collecting? Because if we're not collecting enough of our revenue over the counter or actually in processing and sending out statements, that's a problem. And we want to be aware of this before it becomes too late or the business is in jeopardy from a cash flow perspective. All right, so the next key performance indicator that's important for a business to thrive and grow is overhead. How much is it actually costing you to run this business? Is your rent too high? Is this a business that can actually be done from your comfort of your own home? Do you need to have a lot of expenses going out to actually produce this product? So COVID changed a lot for a lot of people, and now we're seeing businesses move more towards the at-home model, meaning that they're not having to pay a whole lot of rent on producing a product when they can actually get their product done or their services done in the comfort of their own home. So as you're thinking of a business, do you actually have to have a brick and mortar, which is a physical location for your business? Or could you be doing this business from the comfort of your home, reducing your overhead cost and putting more profit back into your pocket? So these are things that you want to think about. And a lot of times in my industry, I see people reducing their expenses, but in the wrong way. So when you're first starting a business, a couple of things that are going to be higher on the overhead, right? So the first things first, chances are if you're training individuals, you're not getting the biggest bang for your buck at the very beginning because you're onboarding them. They're new, so they don't necessarily know their roles just yet, and they're not necessarily being as productive as they will be in the future. So there's going to be about a 90-day timeline where you're actually pouring into the people that you're hiring to make sure that they're able to produce. But you're spending a lot of money and maybe not generating a lot of money in return. That's okay, because remember, think about it from this perspective. If you're really working on your business and really growing the individuals to be able to talk about your product efficiently or be able to provide the best service possible, that will be the best return on investment months to come. But everybody needs to be onboarded properly so that the business is running successful. And that does mean that your overhead is going to be a little higher in the beginning. So another key performance indicator that is one of my favorites, of course, is marketing. But let me break it down even further. How are people finding out about your business? That is a key performance indicator that is definitely needing to be tracked, because it's important for you to know exactly where your clients are coming from. And when you know exactly where your clients are coming from, you can reinvest your marketing dollars back to try to generate more clients that way. For instance, if your business is a business that people love hearing about it from word of mouth, then you may put on a promotion in your business for people who are referring clients to you on the day-to-day basis. So maybe they get a discount off of a service. If you're doing eyelashes and you want to have people come and talk more about you or refer more people to you, maybe give your top referrals 10% or 15% off of their next service. That's a great way to continue to have that marketing strategy work in your best benefit. But if you're not tracking it, if you do not know where your clients or your business is coming from, it's going to be really difficult or hard for you to continue to market your business and grow your business. So that's a very important key performance indicator that I think is important for everyone to know. And if you guys would like to have more information on how to market your business properly, leave a comment below because I would love to see if that's a topic that you guys want to hear about. All right, so the fifth key performance indicator that's really important, especially to my service providers, is cancellations. Are you tracking your cancellations? How many people are booking appointments and not showing up? And if you're like me, that stuff gets on my nerves. It's so frustrating to go to work and see a whole schedule full of patients only to see them fall off. And regardless of if you are a dental provider or a healthcare provider or a hair care provider, cancellations messes with production, which is one of our key performance indicators we want to track. So if cancellations are happening in your business or people are not showing up for their service, you've got to do a little bit deeper of a dive to figure out why that's happening. And things that you may not even be thinking about is maybe the experience when people are calling to actually schedule an appointment or book a service isn't a smooth process. Maybe they don't enjoy the experience that they're getting when they're calling and answering the phones. Maybe it's too complicated to come into your business. Maybe you're not offering the right hours. These are things that you want to pay attention to if you're noticing that your books or your cancellations are becoming a problem. And it's something that you can do to really change the trajectory of your business if you understand what is going on with cancellation. So with looking at those 5 key performance indicators, there will really greatly improve the success and the sustainability of your business. And that's really the goal. Like, you started this business for it to be successful, and my hopes are that you're looking at these things to make sure that it really is. This is Dr. Simone Ellis. Again, if you really enjoyed this content, please make a comment, like, subscribe. Absolutely love to hear your feedback. And I'm looking forward to sharing more information with you guys in the future.